Hiya, how you doing? Well, who knew that I would be making this video, hey? But it came to me this morning and I was like, right. And this is the thing, when I get an idea, I'm like, come on, right, off we go. I can't ignore it. It's that niggle, it's that itch of like, right, how can I get this out into the world? And I've been thinking for a while about what I can do, how I can be useful, how I can show up, what I can share. And one of the things that I know a lot of us are craving is a bit of community, is a bit of a virtual, not virtual because we're all a bit over Zoom, aren't we? But a bit of a pub table, where we can have a chat, where we can share, where we can say what's going on. So I'm really chuffed that I've actually nailed this idea and I've really figured out how it can look and how it can feel and ultimately how hopefully it will support loads of you. Now, when I say this word, running, I don't want you to run away metaphorically or literally because it's not actually to do with the running. It can be to do with walking or moving. Let's just use that lovely verb, shall we? That wordy verb. Walking, moving, running, whatever it is that you want to talk about or you actually want to do. Let's not just talk about it, kids. Let's do it. Okay, so why am I talking about this? Get to the point, Raby, get to the point. So this is about feeling good so you do good, basically. A casting director said it to me years ago, and it was one of those things that whacked me between the eyes, and I suddenly had this dawning of, oh yeah, oh, I need to take care of myself. Oh, I need to prioritize what I'm doing. I need to think about what are the things that actually make me feel good. I mean, revolutionary stuff or what, but I think for so many years, I hadn't considered my needs because that wasn't the time. When we were kids, it was all about, oh, share your crisps with somebody else or help somebody else out. Or do that thing because your mum said that you ought to, even though you'd be like, I don't really fancy that. These days, like I watch the new generations coming up and they are much better at going, I've actually got my own boundaries in place. I am taking care of my mental health, so I'm not going to do this. So it has been something that I've really had to teach myself how to do. And my goodness, hey, do we need it more than ever? Do we all want to feel better, I guess? Big questions, I know. So I'll crack on with what I've prepared and what I'm going to share with you. So today I want to talk about running. Now, if you go over to the podcast, there are a few episodes basically about why I run and what it means to me and all of that. Now, as you can see, I'm not a running expert. I'm not even professional. I've done a 5K, but I've never run in a professional capacity. So just to outline this, and I'm sure you'd be like, we know, you don't have to say it. So reasons I don't do running is to become an Olympian. I'm going to leave those guys to it because quite frankly, at the age of 38, it's not a career I'm considering just at this moment. So I don't do it to become an Olympian. The second thing, I don't do it to monetize it. So actually, even though I share it on social media sometimes, I'm not going, oh, I really hope that Nike discover me and might send me some tracksuits. I mean, Mike, there we go. Nike, if you're listening, Adidas as well, love you guys. Number 3, I don't share this running journey to show how perfect I am because as you will see, if you've ever seen me running on the internet, it's far from perfect. And in fact, I'm not very fast and I'm certainly not keen to put myself in a crop top on the internet. It's very shabby is what I'm going to say, but it is consistent-ish. Number 4, I don't run to make other people feel bad that they are not running. Isn't that weird when fitness experts kind of show up on the internet and they're like, I'm doing this, guys. I just wanted to show you how smug I'm feeling and the fact that I've done this, this and this. I literally have no sense of doing this for other people or being weird in that way. I'm sure you'll know if you know me in person. And number 5, I'm not doing this for one thing. So I'm not doing it because I'm going on holiday and I want to look nice by the pool. I'm not going on holiday. None of us are. So I'm not doing this to kind of like lose a dress size or any of that sort of stuff. So I'm not getting fit for a particular moment. But, and this is the juicy bit, and this is hopefully the stuff that you'll be like, oh, maybe. Okay, so why do I run? Basically, because it's free, it's easy, I can do it anywhere, and it's like a secret weapon in my pocket. The thing is, I know it makes me feel good. I know it makes me feel better. And I really love that. I really love that I can pull it out whenever I need it, because the world can feel really heavy sometimes. It can feel really full on, but I don't need to tell you that. Secondly, a little bit makes a huge difference. And when I don't run, exercise, walk, move around, get off my arse, I see it, I feel it, and I hear it. So I see it sometimes in the way that my clothes fit, or I see it in the way that I look really tired. I hear it because that voice in the back of my head, which I would like to say is in the back of my head, but when I don't run, it's right in the front, like, you can't do this, you're rubbish at this, the self-worth thing. It's a really boring, old, limiting belief, but it comes up and it comes out loud if I don't have running or if I don't have some way of getting it out my body. And also I feel it. I feel it in myself. I feel really achy. I feel tired. I see it in my energy. I see it in the way that I can communicate. I can't say what I need to do. Why also? Okay, I'm not a natural. Again, you might be like, we know this. I'm not a natural long distance runner. I'm not. I'm 5'2", I'm quite curvy. I don't have an Amazonian athletic figure. I've had 2 children. I'm not a natural long distance runner, but I have been able to clock my progress. And you know what? When things feel a bit vague in this world of like, oh, I just want to be happier, or I'm just kind of like trying to achieve my dream life, running is brilliant for that. You can go, oh my goodness, I actually ran from here to the end of the street and I knocked 8 seconds off. Fantastic. So throughout my running, I was going to say career, it's not a career. Throughout my running journey, there it is, the J word, I've become really familiar with clocking my progress. And the fact that in the last 5 years I've had 2 quite chunky babies, lovely babies, but you know, full on your body, knowing that I can clock my progress and see that I'm making improvements is hugely motivating to me. Number 5, it teaches me to be patient. Oh my goodness. I am that person who wanted it yesterday. Why is it not happening quick enough? And again, I can go into that self-talk of like, why? Oh, what, that person's doing this? It teaches me patience. Small, easy, doing it daily. Not daily. Every few days. Sometimes once a week. Sometimes once a month. We'll get into the details later. But teaching me to be patient and working slowly but surely towards what I want is, you know, my life's greatest work. Number 6, it teaches me to stay in my own lane. Now, I am not a fast runner, I wouldn't say. I'm not somebody who goes, oh my goodness, I just did 5K under 20 minutes. I am not. I am a slow but steady but enthusiastic runner, and I will have so many people lapping me, or I had a man kind of like getting really stroppy with me the other day, like huffing and puffing, trying to, if there's a reel on my Instagram if you want to see it, he was getting really cross that I was being slow. I wasn't in his way. I was socially distancing. I was doing my own thing. So this has taught me, instead of going, why am I not quick enough? I haven't done this. Oh my goodness, I should be faster, quicker, all of that sort of stuff. It teaches me to stay in my own lane. Also, it teaches me in my life. It's a good reminder. Stay in your own lane. Be grateful for what you've got. Notice all the good things, etc. It works towards my goal of being fitter at 40 than it does at 30. So I am 38, and in 10 days I will be 39. You can send any gifts you wish. Adidas, Nike, hello. I have a bit of a weird goal that actually I'd like to be fitter at 40. Because the thing is, society wants us to believe that our good years are behind us. And that's quite a miserable concept. And actually, when I was 19, I was probably not that happy. I still thought it was acceptable to wear a boob tube. It isn't for me personally. It's not a good look for me. I should have known better and made better decisions. But do you know what? It would be really nice heading towards 40 and feeling more confident, strong, fitter, agile in my 40s than it would be my 30s. Wouldn't that be great? Anyway, also, this is the biggie. And it doesn't actually have to be with kids. It could be with your partner. It could be with your friend. It could be something that you're committing to. Me running shows my kids the lesson of word and action. So in order to get out the house, sometimes, it's no mean feat. In order to get out the house, I have to plan my runs, basically, or I need to say, like, tomorrow I'm going to do that, or I'm going to get up early, or can you do the school? Like, we're figuring it out. And sometimes, most days, I go, I don't want to go today. But if I've told my kids that I'm doing that, even though I don't want to do it, I have to follow through. Because otherwise, if they're like, look, mummy's a bit of a lightweight, she said she'd do that, she's a bit of a flake, and now she's not, it actually teaches them the lesson properly. I know. The next one, I've lost count of the numbers. It battles the I'm just a mum. I'm just a mum now. I'm a mum now. So how dare I take care of myself? Again, something that we would have it was one of those things, especially when we were younger, like, oh, your mum can go to step aerobics once a week. She can do that. She can have an hour to herself as long as she cooks the dinner when she comes home, and all of these things. Just a mum or being a mum is a great thing, or not, whatever floats your boat. But I don't want to fall into those stereotypes of going, oh, well, I'm not important now. We're all important. And actually, it's more of a reason. I've got to be strong for those kids because they're not slowing down anytime soon. Okay, this is the juicy bit that might help you with your business and your life and all that good stuff. It gives me creativity time. This is so important. My ideas do not come when I'm sitting at my desk. And if you could see my desk right now, it's not Pinterest friendly. They do not come from me going, hi guys, I'm going to do some creative work today. They come when I'm running. They come when I'm in the shower and I have to literally run down the landing to write something down. They come from doing something else. So as a creative person, as somebody who wants to innovate and change and think about stuff, I've got to factor in that time as well. So my work time is not just the time that I'm sitting at my desk, it's the other time too. The next part of that is processing time. Sometimes you need to sit with something for a while. You need to play with it. You need to do the pros and cons. You need to consider it and go, okay, what does this look like? What's it all about? All that stuff. And you can't do that sometimes when you're in it and when you're actually writing the email. So this kind of leads on to the next point as well, that if I've got a solution that I need to find the answer to, I always set myself an intention. It works with a yoga class or a dance class sometimes, how can I do that? How can I show up in that way? What's going to be useful for me? It's really great in that situation. Now, if you have just landed on this bit, you might be thinking she's off a trolley, which is absolutely fine. And you may not connect with this point at all. But if you do, and you are quite a visual person like me, and you're happy to be open-minded and go with me on this situation, you might want to try it too. I use this, I'm trying to say it so I don't sound, again, off my trolley. I use it as releasing time, basically. So the thing with running for me is when I go up a hill, so imagine a steep hill near where you live. So you start at the bottom, and actually a couple of roads back, you know this hill is coming, and you're like, oh my goodness, I've got to gear myself up for this. I have got this weird visual in my head which helps me get up that hill, basically, because ultimately if I say that I want to run up that hill, I want to do it. I don't want to get 30% of the way there and go, oh no, I can't be bothered, oh I'm rubbish and this and that. So I imagine some kind of very extra cloak coming out from the back of my head, and as I'm running up this hill, I imagine it's like a coming up the stage moment or a catwalk moment. Like this multicolored cloak or wings or however you want to use it is unraveling itself. So I'm not focusing on what's going ahead and going, oh my goodness, that feels so tough. I can't do it. My legs hurt. I'm tired. I need a sandwich. I'm imagining that amazing trail, like a Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat coat, cloak, whatever you like to call it, unfolding. And what I always start with is I start with the really bright colours in my head. So like the reds and the deep oranges and the vibrant blues and all the rest of it. And I know that the last bit of that cloak is all the black stuff, basically. It's kind of like the luminous snot of your body. Another lovely analogy for you. Because the luminous snot and the blackness and the limiting beliefs and all the rest of it, that's the stuff that's going to get in the way. And that's the stuff that's usually going to come when I'm almost at the top. You can't do it, you can't make it, you're too tired. So I imagine that last little bit coming out. Try it yourself. And if you're trying it and you're like, no, Nikki, this is just not going to work for me, it's fine. It works for me. I love it. The next bit, I'm not disturbed and I'm not accessible. Game changing. If you've got young children, if you've got people that need you all the time, if you've got a busy work life, if you've got somebody annoying in your family, I don't generally, but I don't know, 2021 might be the year of people starting to become more annoying. For me, I need that headspace. It's something I crave. It's something I miss. I'm not disturbed when I'm out on a run. I can make myself anonymous. Great. The next thing, it puts everything into perspective. Sometimes I can wake up in the morning and everything feels heavy, overwhelming. The house is a mess. I've got 1,000,001 things to do. I don't have the time to do them. I get myself in that mindset spiral. It puts things into perspective. I can go out, I can run, and suddenly I'm like, oh, sound like Nessa, oh, I've got clarity. I know what I'm doing. I know what I need to do. And some of those things that I'm worried about, they can just jog on because it's not helpful. The next thing, it makes me look up and it makes me be in the world, not like this on my phone or not just on the floor playing trains or whatever it is I'm doing with my kids. It makes me see the world. So I really try and mix up. I go to different places. I try different routes. Sometimes I deliberately get lost. Sometimes I accidentally get lost and I'm like, oh, okay, I found this. But what you find is that you see real life mornings or you see real life evenings. You see what's happening. I love a house tour. It's just such a shame they won't let me in, but you know, it is what it is, and I'm a stranger, so it would be wrong. But I really love noticing the front doors. Oh, what have they done with their front garden? Oh, that's great. Oh, they've had an extension. It makes me, I enjoy that. I enjoy it. The final thing I want to say is when I run in the rain, I bet on myself. So this has been my analogy, my philosophy for life. It's easy, it's so easy not to do the thing. It's easy not to show up for your dreams. It's easy not to make something on time. It's easy to start something and not finish it. It's easy to talk about it and not do it. And running in the rain symbolizes all of that. So what do I mean? I mean that when I used to, when I started running basically, I was like, oh, I was going to go running today, but it's raining. And it's going to rain all week. okay, so maybe this week is not the one that I need to be doing. So I'd be like, okay, I'll do it next week. Next week. I know, like 7 days from now. And then suddenly I found myself it wasn't the rain, it was the tired thing. So I would put something in, I'd wake up on a Thursday morning and be like, oh, I'm going to run this morning. And then I'd be like, I'm going to do it after the kids go to bed. Well, if you've got young kids, you'd be like, no, that's never going to happen, because sometimes, and I do it myself, I get ready for bed, I get cozy, close my eyes for 1 minute, and I'm a goner. Like, that's it. I need to go to bed at 8:30. I am not thinking about getting my game face on right then and going for a run around the block. Let's just say that. So if I do those things, if I actually show up and do the thing that I say that I'm going to do, which is the run in the rain, regardless, wrap up warm, there is something, there's no bad weather, there's only bad preparation, whatever the thing is that I'm completely butchering. But when I run in the rain, when I do the thing, oh my goodness, it's like the biggest bit of self-confidence. Yes, Raby, you actually did the thing that you said that you were going to do. So, why am I chatting about running, and what is this to do with you? And I am, again, to reiterate, which of course you know, I'm not an expert of doing this, but I am really good at bringing people together. I am really good at asking good questions. So here's what I can offer you. Again, this is not a sales pitch. It's nothing for sale. It's free. You can play along or not. It's entirely up to you. Or if you don't want to play along, send it to somebody. Like, oh, Nikki Roby's doing this thing. You might like it. You might. They might. You both might. So throughout November, here's what I'm going to hold space for us to do. Because November, right, just to give a bit of context, just in case you're unfamiliar with November, November in 2020, right, it feels quite heavy. People are suddenly talking about Christmas, maybe 2020 goals are a bit out the window. You may be worried about money, you're feeling overwhelmed, people are ill in your family, the nights are dark, it's getting colder, it feels a bit gloomy, all of the things. So here's what I'm going to throw out there. I would like to invite you to play with me. I would like to invite you to move with me. Not close to me, because we're socially distant, but over November. So here's what I'm going to offer, or invite you to do. 20 minutes every day throughout November. Move it, walk it, run it. That is, and I've done the maths, 600 minutes over November. That's 10 hours. Obviously, I wouldn't do it all on the 30th of November. We're thinking little and often. That's where I'm going with this. And I'm not doing it to say that you've got to do it. What I'm saying is I'm doing it if you want to come and join. And there's no Facebook group. There's no checkups. I'm not going to be sending you annoying emails going, come on, get out of bed, do this thing. I'm not sharing how fast anybody's going or what we're doing. This is simply a place for you. So I'm just switching over on my notes. So this is a place for you to play along imperfectly. And I say this because I feel like it's important to share. Because as I'm saying this, you're like, oh, but I haven't run for years. Or I've got a bit of I've enjoyed lockdown a bit too much with the wine and the chocolate or whatever. So what I'm saying is we don't have to be perfect before we get started with this. And I'm throwing that 20-minute rule out there just because if it all becomes a bit like, see if you can run at some point in November, it all becomes a bit vague. And if you know my work, I'm a coach and, I like a bit of detail. So here's what it looks like. You can run, walk, move 20 minutes per day, or you can save them up. So in the week, you might be like, okay, I'm going to do 2 times 20 minutes. So on Tuesday and Thursday, I'm going to do 20 minutes. And then on Saturday, though, I've got an hour to myself. I'm going to walk a bit, I'm going to run a bit, I'm going to do all of that. And then you might do another little 40-minute session on Sunday. That's your 7 times 20. Have I got that maths right? Yes, I have. So It's always a worry, isn't it? So you can save it up to suit you. So already if you're like, yes, but Nikki, I work 9 till 6 and it's dark and all the rest of it, like make it work for you. You can do this in exactly the way that you want to. So everything counts, basically. Again, we're not going for the Olympics, not yet. We'll see how we get at the end of November. So everything counts. A dog walk, a supermarket walk, a solo run, a record-breaking 5K. If you want to use this time to absolutely smash that 5K goal that you've got for yourself, enjoy it. Do it. Next, you can wear what you want. You don't have to save up 90 quid to buy some new leggings for this. Seriously, if you saw some of the outfits that I wore, you know that you're in good company. Next, listen to your body. Clearly, I am not Dr. Raby. You didn't see it in the title. I'm not a doctor. I'm not an expert. I am not a running guru. So please do not sue me and say Nikki Raby told me that I had to run for 20 minutes per day and I've never exercised in my life. Listen to your body, go at your own pace, do what you need to do. If you need to just walk for 20 minutes every single day in November, do that. Or break it down. Even if you don't want to do the whole 20 minutes in the same go. 5 lots of 4 or 4 lots of 5. Here we go. Right. So what am I doing here? I invite you to, such a coachy phrase, isn't it? I invite you to use me as your accountability, your cheerleader. If you need an excuse, if you need some motivation to get some fresh air every single day, I'm here. What does that look like? That looks like me every single day showing up on Instagram, showing up on my Facebook page saying, hiya, I'm here, what we doing today? And you can comment, you can share, you can talk about where you went on your run, you can tag me, you can do any of those sorts of things. But the fact that I'm going, right, I'm here, whatever happens, showing up in November, hopefully it will give you some motivation as well. So I want you to also notice what you notice, because there will be things that will support this journey and there will be things that don't. So maybe you need to run in the morning. Maybe you need to do this alone. Or maybe you're like, I can't do it alone. Actually, I need to incorporate this into the school run and go the long way home. Do whatever you need to do. Here's also another little bonus that I'm going to be sharing. Every single day, I'm going to be sharing a question for you. And that question is working along the things that really help me get clarity, basically. So movement really helps me, journaling, writing stuff down, getting it out of my head, and meditation. I love those 3 things. Sometimes meditation is basically me lying on the floor and deep breathing. Let's not pretend I'm some kind of guru. But, so I'm either going to be sharing questions, which will give you some clarity, some profound life questions for you to ponder. But also I'm going to be sharing some fun things like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if, or to get you thinking about things. The reason that I'm doing that is I know the power of running. So I know the power of having a problem, like I mentioned earlier, something that you need to work on or find the answer to. Also, I know the power of having a distraction in your head when you know you need to run and you're tired, or your body's saying that you can't do it, or that your legs are going to give way, or it's not the right day, or any of those sort of things. So hopefully these conversation starters, these questions will prove to be a lovely distraction. So have I covered everything? Yes, I think so. So you can follow at Nikki Raby on Instagram. You can follow at Nikki Raby. I believe it's the same. That is my name on my Facebook page, not my personal page. So please don't add me, because actually it's annoying being on Facebook, but I will be on my business page doing this. You can join in on the daily posts. So you can give me a little emoji, you can give me a wave and say, yes, I did this today. Oh, I went out in the woods. Oh, it was great. Or I'm not doing it today, I'm doing it tomorrow. I'm leaving my 20 minutes. 20 minutes is a minimum, by the way. If you want to run for 2 hours, enjoy yourself. But again, you are the expert of you, not me. Don't sue me. Few final points. Also, tag me. So you can tag me in your stories. I will share it, and we can be in this together. But also, if you see people in the post tagging and saying what they've done, support them. Give them a comment, give them a heart, Give them some love and say, go on, you did this. Because again, it's so easy not to do the thing. Finally, you're exactly where you need to be. And this is meant for you. Yeah. Because even you might have got to all the way through this video or this podcast and gone, but I'm not a runner. I'm not very sporty. I don't think I can do this. I haven't got much time. That's why I'm talking about 20 minutes and making it work for you. And that this is meant for you. And I tell you what, I've got somebody's going to screenshot that now. I'm like, oh, you can't understand my writing anyway. It's terrible. The questions that I've got for you, my aim of the game is to go back to that original intention to make you feel good. This is not for you to work through some traumatic process and go, oh my goodness, I've never been the person that I want to be. It's not. It's about feeling good. And it's about, creating a new habit, creating time for you. I can't say it better than that. It's about feeling good. So if you want to play, please share or comment or say, yes, I'd like to do this. There isn't an email. There isn't a series. You can't sign up for anything. It's not on my website. It's purely on social media. So let me know if you want to play. I've talked for long enough. Thanks for watching if you've made it this far, and for listening too. I will see you on the 1st of November. I'm recording this on the 30th of October. There'll be a little video tomorrow, so we're all ready and we're good to go on the 1st of November.